Good morning. Gift cards are an obvious go-to for last-minute holiday gifting, with gift card spending anticipated to reach $29 billion this year. Subscription services are also a win-win. They're ready to gift at the last minute, but they can also be very thoughtful. And digital experiences and meal kit deliveries you can schedule for January are no-ship gifts that are fast and thoughtful. Well, the U.S. economy grew at a much greater than expected pace in the third quarter, boosted by strong consumer spending. Increases in exports and government spending also boosted growth, while a smaller dip in private fixed income investment helped as well. And that caused stocks to tip higher yesterday, with the S&P 500 clinching a fresh record. Well, the U.S. stock market will close early today at 1 p.m. and will be closed all day tomorrow for Christmas. The Trump administration will start garnishing the wages of student loan borrowers in default in early January. The Education Department says more than 5 million student loan borrowers are currently in default, and that could swell to roughly 10 million borrowers soon. It will be the first time a portion of borrowers' paychecks has been at risk since the beginning of the pandemic, when collection activity was halted. And Monday, December 15th, was found to be the last hard-working day of the year. The survey of more than 1,100 employed Americans from Talker Research explored end-of-year approaches to work and how mentalities change in the festive season. The most commonly voted for date, however, was December 24th, with 11% of workers saying work should ease up from Christmas Eve till the end of the year. Well, the U.S. economy grew at a much greater than expected pace in the third quarter, boosted by strong consumer spending. Increases in exports and government spending also boosted growth, while a smaller dip in private fixed income investment helped as well. And that caused stocks to tip higher yesterday, with the S&P 500 clinching a fresh record. Now, the stock market will be closing early today at 1 p.m. and will be closed all day tomorrow for Christmas. Well, Monday, December 15th, was found to be the last hard-working day of the year. A survey of 1,100 employed Americans from Talker Research explored end-of-year approaches to work and how our mentality changes in the festive season. Now, the most common voted for date, though, was December 24th, with 11% of workers saying work should ease up from Christmas Eve till the end of the year. Apple has been fined more than $116 million by Italy's antitrust regulator over the excessively burdensome privacy rules it imposes on third-party apps. The Italian Competition Authority says that Apple abused its dominant App Store market position by burdening developers with disproportionate terms around data collection that exceed privacy law requirements. And this follows the Cupertino companies being fined $162 million by France's competition watchdog in March over similar concerns. Well, New York Times reporter John Carreyrou, former Wall Street Journal reporter Philip Shishkin, and 3 others are suing several tech giants, including OpenAI and Meta, for copyright infringement. According to the writers' claims, the companies illegally procured their work to help train their AI language models. Earlier this month, the New York Times itself filed suit against OpenAI for copyright infringement as well. Well, companies across the U.S. and Europe are preparing to sell a record amount of high-grade bonds next year, testing investors' appetite as yields drift lower. Morgan Stanley strategists predict more than $2 trillion, and U.S. investment-grade debt sales will hit the market next year, driven by AI expansion and refinancing of looming maturities and acquisition financing. Well, much of YouTube's lead in streaming comes from its dominance during the daytime, adding a challenge for media and streaming executives who are trying to puzzle through how to close a widening gap. The New York Times reports at 11 a.m., for example, YouTube had an average audience of 6.3 million viewers in October, according to Nielsen. Netflix's audience is less than half that. Amazon has about 1 million viewers at that hour, and some streaming services like HBO Max and Paramount Plus and Peacock had fewer than 600,000. The average price of unleaded gas in the U.S. has fallen again and is still at the lowest level since 2021, according to AAA. Nearly 110 million Americans are expected to make road trips this holiday season, but the price varies widely depending on where you live. Hawaii and California both recorded average gas prices above $4 this week. In Oklahoma, a gallon came in just below $2.30. Well, from January to June, more than 20,000 employees left the USDA out of more than 110,000. That includes 15,000 who accepted a voluntary resignation program. The Office of the Inspector General found since the report does not include resignations occurred in the second half of the year, the scale could be even greater. In July, for example, the Ag Department announced an agency-wide reorganization that top officials said would lead to more resignations. Over 80,000 bags of frozen shrimp products were recalled because of potential radioactive contamination. The FDA said the items were sold in multiple states, including New York, Massachusetts, and Colorado. The shrimp was sold under the brand names Waterfront Bistro and Market 32. Consumers with these products should throw them away or return them to the store for a refund. And governors in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, and Rhode Island are racing to save offshore wind farms targeted by the president. One option is to sue to keep the wind farms alive. In fact, Dominion Energy, the developer of the largest offshore wind farm that's been targeted off of coastal Virginia, brought the first legal challenge. The complaint was filed in federal court. It argues the administration's actions were causing the company immediate irreparable harm and $5 million in losses per day. Wegovy will soon be available in pill form. Parent company Novo Nordisk got FDA approval to offer the weight loss treatment in a daily pill. It's expected to be available in early January. The thinking is that the pill will make it easier to stick with the medication and just make it easier overall. Eli Lilly is expected to have an FDA-approved obesity pill next year. Well, the average person regularly struggles to track time in the last week of December, forgetting the day and losing track of any routine almost 5 times on average. Now, while 4 in 10 of those polled estimated they questioned what day it is the week between Christmas and New Year's on 6 or more occasions. Now, why is it so hard to track what day it is? Well, this survey by Talker Research says it's probably because many routines are dropped in favor of more leisurely activities. And wellness becoming a holiday gifting category in and of itself, as retailers like Ulta and Target give it more shelf space long before the start of New Year's resolutions. Some wellness brands, such as Neom Wellbeing, are selling holiday-themed items and gift sets. And Larissa Jensen, Global Beauty Industry Advisor at Circana, tells CNBC that health-related products like eye drops and vitamins have gotten a glow up with better packaging and displays in the beauty aisles. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.